Okay, another thing that they do, it's so common. Okay, details to this. Yes, we'll do Q&A later. But you start to observe it enough. So not only did I learn buckets load initially at 1509 S Street Northwest, Washington, D.C., the last 3 months I was there. But when I went to 2219 Sherman, oh God, I got full education. And here, when I started to, I was allowed to report it. It was a handful of weeks, like maybe a week or two before that. I have to review all the note taking and stuff to tell you exactly when, but it started to become like, what's the word? Anyways, a lot of it here on the beach. Okay. So this is the parameter, okay, the distance. So let's, one just did it, a female. She's about right here. Okay, I'm sitting there. Okay, here. So you have a clear bird's eye view here. She needs to hear their side. Okay. Now I'm holding a cell phone. Okay. She whips it out. Remember? Whip it out. Got my pocket pistol. They look down. They look up. They look down. She's looking over there. But she's keeping her eye on her phone. So she's walking, and she's just holding a button down on her phone. The phone's on. You can see her pressing that. She's just pressing it. And then she gets to here. I mean, these people that should never have been given this, okay? Because this is so obvious. A little kid could pick up how to operate that part of it. Maybe there's more detail to this, but not that part. So we'll do it again. No, this is going to be bad here. You can't have individuals just running footloose and fancy free. She had money and wasn't a meth head. That's all I'm going to say right now. So here we go. Get the phone out. Got it in her hands. Turn it on, whatever. Walk past. There I am. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. I'm showing you the distance. Let go. And then they go. And she sat right there. Ding, 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 on her phone some more, and then took off. And this is one of the things they do. They'll be down here doing the same thing. It's more when you're close to the water. I've got a full education on it. Quite an education on it. So I'm being vague with the reports because it's actually doing it justice if I start introducing it in a macro, vague manner than trying to get the listener to be immersed in all the details, because what I'm discussing is requires Q&A, of course. It begs many questions. So, but that's, you got the, remember the day I went to that Ukrainian mob cafe, I showed you the spots? Try to recall the spots, like just now, and hold it down, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down, let go. Okay, and then go dink more. This is serious shit. And then remember, one just dropped yesterday. She looked sick yesterday, and she dropped today. So it's worse than that. You got the human shields being used at that playground, and I saw that in the Capitol. I got a really good education on how that was being used there. And if anyone remembers, I used to be very vocal about it, how appalling that was. But I got a real education on when the house would be engulfed in human remains and dead bodies. Let me plug an ear because of the speedboat. And it was so intense, the stench of the corpses, that you'd open the front door and all of the stench would hit the oxygen and just billow out, just gush out onto the sidewalk. You could smell it coming out of the house. And this is like a broken record, you know, how I was vocal about how depraved that was, that they were doing the Babies R Us. I would put up a picture of Babies R Us, like, what are you doing? You know, You not only can you smell it and see what's going on here, but you know there's all these military helicopters and all this individuals. You could see the good guys. Just there's so much to cover. I never could cover everything in DC. No, because I came immediately to a place like this, so that's why. Obviously, I couldn't do that. I'm in a copy here, but I got real education on the Americans. These were U.S. citizens. I was able to report some of them weren't. Some of them were Asian. And just a handful were Afro-Arab, but that's the demographic there. But I got a real education on what the Americans are capable of, how low they're going to go. And so when I saw this playground and what their parents were doing, these little kids, it wasn't as nauseating and horrifying, but it is because these little kids here are really nice little kids. They really don't know what's going on here, these little kids. The kids in DC did. That's a whole geographical, locational reason. It's a huge, it's not a variable. It's a what's the word? Anyways, it's bigger than a variable. I can't fucking remember the word. Anyways, so the kids here are really oblivious to all this crap. Hold it down, let it go, ding, ding, ding. They're doing that with their kids, dude. And so they're starting to drop them in the park now. And it's just going to get worse. That's what I mean. Bye.